Shit. It's on a while.
Right, Shalom, Shalom.
Shalom.
Jim S. Louisiana, St. John Branch, Lake Charles, Louisiana. All right, coming back again upon the highways ahead to compel the elect, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Natives, to let you know that you are the true children of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God. All right, his true name is Yahweh. The only begotten Son, who the world is called Jesus Christ, his true name is Yahweh Shai. That means that what he also is the deliverer, and that speaks about in Romans 13:11. For what now is a high time to wake out of sleep, for our salvation draweth nigh, and we believe it. You know, and that's also the time that we're in, man. You got the economic collapse, the demolition coming to the U.S. dollar. All right, you got a famine of the word. Okay, you got a famine of the food, but these devils also going to use you, right? A tool of submission. All right, he's gonna use food. All right, he's gonna deprive you to where you can be enrolled into the new system. All right, which is also gonna be the establishment of the MOTP that spoke about in Revelation 13 chapter. All right, if we get the second hey Salak, you gonna give our praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash, the run to the elders and the prophets, the great of the world, and peace and blessings unto the hope of the elect, God, the truth and sincerity and diligence. Yeah. Yeah.
This is Second Ezra 15:1. It says, "Behold, speak thou on the ears of my people the words of prophecy."
And these are the 15th chapter and 16th chapter, right? Are two major focal points of prophecy, you know, corresponding with 13th chapter, all right, and then destruction as well. You know, these are all things that should befall, you know, you inhabitants and you dwellers within the present world. Okay, that's why it speaks about that great hour, right? It's going to befall everyone. All right, the MOTB is going to be ushered in, and it's going to befall everyone. You know, and only the elect, that small remnant, all right, who the Heavenly Father have showed that grace and mercy to, they're going to be the only ones to not what bow down to the system. All right.
It says, "Which I will put in the mouth of the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true."
They are faithful and true. So yeah, man, these words of prophecy are faithful and true. Rather, as we just did the pre-covenant, whether you believe it or not, all right, and we can see it clearly. You can, matter of fact, you can Habakkuk 2 and 3, you know, because it all goes back to what the vision that the men of the Lord have, man. We have a sure vision, all right. You people out here that's consumed, you know, with the prayers, giving the prayers, the party, and the bullshit, and also they're not being in the spirit to get the wisdom out of understanding while you can, right? While the Lord still has prophets available nearer to your reach, you know, to where you can soak up all this oil, right? You're gonna be overcame with all types of manner of evil. All right.
All right. Habakkuk 2
and 3.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time."
No, hey, because when you go up to the first verse, it says what we will. The second verse, we will listen to what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua will give us, so that what we can make it plain up on the tables, so that what he can run that reading there, right? So these same prophecies have been simplified, okay, to its simplest form. All right. You know that the MOTB is gonna be the RFID C hill. You know, you can't say the you know,
the bag.
You know. You go ahead.
It says, but at the it says, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
We are at the end, man. All right, what's it say? All these are the beginnings of sorrows. You know, the beginnings of sorrows are at hand. You know, and ultimately we will get in the few that Jeremiah 30, man, going into what Jacob's trouble. All right, it's gonna befall you Negroes, Latinos, and Natives, man. Ultimately get the purifying, right? Because you won't go right through the word. All right, you won't take the purification of what's being reproved and corrected, within the spirit. So what the Lord is gonna literally put that power on you, right? That's why I say you shall be found with what groaning in anguish.
Right.
You know, it's when it says when you have the time when you get had liberty, you know, you sought not after the counsel of Yahweh Shemel Shah.
That's right. And it's better to receive the fire. Now I mean it, and by fire I mean the fire trials that we go through now. It's to see the actual physical fire. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it. It's a no-brainer, bro. You know, you rather receive the Lord's indignation or go through these evil tidings now. You know? I mean, it's like a no-brainer, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, Jake should make the wise decision. But we know, 2/3 of our people are not gonna turn back, man. You know?
And that's why the Lord told Jeremiah. That's why the Lord told Jeremiah, lift not up a cry for these people.
Right.
When everything gets to happening, that same vision or the prophecies which we're prophesying about, when they get to running rapid throughout the streets, okay, lift. Well, we're not going to be crying for you people. It tells us that in Proverbs, the first chapter, that we're going to be laughing, because it's going to be our time to finally rejoice in our fullness, man.
Right.
All right?
I was
Grab that real quick.
this is Proverbs 1, and we'll be straight to it.
Yeah.
Proverbs 1:26. It says, I also will laugh at your calamity.
Oh, wait, can you go up to it says, no
I know,
man
yeah,
may regard it on my tongue?
Proverbs 1:20. Where we started? 19, bro. No, 20. It says, 20. It says, wisdom cried out, she uttered her voice in the streets.
Yeah, this is wisdom. The prudent man foresees the evil and hiding himself. Well, the only way that you can be something to hide yourself before these things befall you, you have to get the prophecies from the men that's giving it. All right, or the men that has it.
Right.
When you go to church, they're not telling you that America is soon to be destroyed. Right? But we can easily go into the scriptures and show you that. All right, that America is Babylon the Great. That is spoke about in the book of Revelation 17, 18 chapter. You see? Jeremiah 50. Go ahead.
Continuing on. It says, she uttered her voice in the streets. She cried in the chief place of concourse. In the openings of the gates in the city, she uttered her words, saying,
Yep. Hey, it says in Psalms 47, Lord, I come in the volume of the book. It is written on me to do I delight to do thy will. Right? This is that wisdom. From Genesis to Revelation to the Apocrypha, everything. The righteous counsels, how to maneuver, how to deal with people. This is wisdom. But if you don't have it, you're going to be destroyed. It says, look at the one in the rock. It says, the man not to be recorded.
95, 96. But you mentioned what that was you just quoted, the Psalms 47. Can you say it again?
It says, in the volume of the book I come, it is written of me, I delight to do thy will.
All right, so it says, I delight to do thy will. So when you keep going and you hit like verse 9 or 10, it shows you pretty much what the will is, because it goes on to say, I have not hid thy word of the Lord. I have not concealed, you know what I'm saying?
They say I have not concealed.
Come on, man. And that just goes to show forth how key it is to push out this word. You know what I'm saying? In Matthew 24:14, it says, this word shall be preached throughout the four winds, and then the end shall come. Showing how key, prophecy and us prophesying, coming out on the highways and byways, week in and week out.
And that's a beautiful point too, because especially you Jakes, that got family members that's in a part of the truth now. And you seeing their transformation in the spirit to where they used to be partaking in the same things that you do, and now they don't do it. Now they're going into the scriptures and telling you against prophesying. You're the main one. Showing you that these men are not doing this according to their own will. Just to say it's what also how about Shimei Shine, that spirit that's working within us.
Whatever it is that I feed you, don't be rebellious. Right. He said the Lord delivered the book unto him. It's the same thing that we're doing now. Right? Preaching the prophecies of Yahweh Shemel Shai. I have that too, but I got the book inside the book. This was from Solomon 9:6. It says, for though a man be never so perfect among the children of men, yet if thy wisdom be not with him, he shall be nothing regarded.
He shall nothing be regarded. See, ultimately, the Lord, now we have a legacy that's set up. That's what it all boils down to, being remembered. Being remembered. You look at the so-called greats of this time, you got Joy, LeBron, they have a legacy, but to the Heavenly Father, the Lord said, well, I don't give a fuck about none of these people. He said, you can make 103 Steph Curry, and guess what? If you don't got the wisdom and understanding, that means nothing. As we speak about in 2 Peter 3rd chapter, seeing that all these things shall melt with further heat. What matter first of all you feeling? That's what's gonna matter. That's what's gonna matter in the top of the
So this is Sirach 10 and 24. It says, great men and judges and potentates, so people that are held in high regard, shall be honored, yet there is none of them greater than he that feareth the Lord.
So you, and that ultimately lets it be known that what is a time, is a season, right? But the season for you wicked elites, right? The season for women and murder, even you Jason murder, you know, you're in the spirit of murder and constant, you know, and that spirit of murder ultimately gives you so-called option to destroy yourself, you know.
23. It says, it is not meet to despise the poor man that hath understanding. It says, neither is it convenient to magnify a sinful man.
Ooh, it's not convenient. What purpose? What good is it to magnify or exalt? Right? It says a sinful man,
God.
like Esau Edom, you know, like you Jakes. It's no, you know, you get no profit in it. All right, because he's not going to bring forth anything, you know, and he brings forth no good times. You know, a sinful and evil man, he hurts everybody around him. Sure. Look at this devil with the MOTB that he, once this US dollar crashes, right, he's going to be willing to harm everybody that he meets paths with. You know, and that's why the other nations are going to turn their back upon the US, you know?
Yeah, but I want to make a point too.
Sirach 10.
Go to 19.
Chapter 19 or verse?
Because you think about it, you can still have an individual that boasts in wisdom of the Lord and still be a sinner. He still be a wicked nigga. Like y'all was just going into, because what it say, what profit is in uplifting the food, right? Sinful man. They say that what there is one that getting wisdom, but he teaching many, but he's uncomfortable to himself. Read that.
This is Sirach 19 and 24. It says, he that has small understanding and feareth the Most High.
So you can have a man, like you said, it talked about the poor in chapter 10. That's the one that the Lord is uplifting. The scriptures talk about the Lord is with the poor, he's with the needy, right? Such as be of a contrite spirit. Go ahead.
It says, it is better than one that have much wisdom and transgresseth the law of the Most High.
So you can have a nigga with much wisdom and that he transgressed the law. The whole time he's a wicked nigga. Huh? He's a sinner. But who's greater? Go ahead.
That's right.
It said him that word.
Yeah, keep going.
It says, there's an exquisite subtlety, and the same is unjust. And there's one that turneth aside to make judgment appear, and there's a wise man that justified in judgment.
See, so you got a wise man that's gonna justify in judgment, right? You got it.
It's one more for it.
After that same spirit, Yahweh Shah. You know, he said, what's that? Matthew 5:30. I mean John 5:30. Say my judgment is just because it comes from who? Yahweh Shah. Say as I hear, you know, I speak. You know, the same thing with the middle of today, man. We're not telling you. Like we just woke up and you know, woke out of our sleep and so this place will be destroyed. No, you know.
Hey, it gives you the principles of the world, because it's talking about one that's lowly, but yet he's still chosen, right? But it's one that got the wisdom, but this nigga still he's still wicked. He's still a fool. He don't judge matters correctly. That's why I say it's more precepts on a man having wisdom. And it say he'll give. It say know what need that a man know what need a man has before he counsels you. Right? The scriptures go into all of these things which we are faced with today, man. We see these things in today's time, right? It say that he just want to see what befall you, right? Giving you wicked counsels, right? So shit that's harmful to you. Yeah.
You go right back and say, I told him not to do this. You know, making now you got now you got forest, now you got everything is falling. You know, from the blood on your head, you know. But and key point, it goes back to what they fear. And that's why multitudes are going to be destroyed, because they don't have the fear.
Yep, and that's what made me pull it, because it talked about fear of the Lord is great.
Because if you really fear Yahweh Shem Yahshua, you're going to deal with your brother like a brother. You know, the wisdom, like understanding that you get, you're not going to use it to put yourself on a pedestal and be a tyrant, or you know, whatever the case may be. Even when it comes to breaking a certain law, yeah, Yahweh Shah answer for it, but we gotta, you know, keep him to the best of our ability.
Yeah, and even with him dying for our transgressions, that's why when you read Sirach, the 5th chapter, it say, be not one that adds sin upon sin, but it say beware of the Can you get it real quick? Get it real quick. It's a word, propitiation, right? That's the word right there. I ain't gotta go get it. It say beware. It talks about being aware of the propitiation. But who was a propitiation? Yahweh Shai. He was a propitiation for our transgressions and our sins. Right? He laid down his life. So you don't want to just be out here misusing the grace and the mercy of the Lord, man, because that's ultimately what gets you killed. That's what that verse was talking about.
Well,
Yeah, you gotta go ahead.
this is Sirach 5. I'm gonna start from 3 and then read down to 6 to the point. It says, "And say not, who shall control me for my works? For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride."
See, so let's say that the Lord is going to revenge your pride. That's another. In the pre-count, we're talking about those that say that those that do evil, they get rich and they have suffered no harm. That's him right there, man. In that mindset. Go ahead.
4, it says, "Say not, I have sinned, and what harm have happened unto me?"
Yeah.
It says, "For the Lord is long suffering; he will in no wise let thee go."
Yeah.
It says, "Concerning
Now
propitiation."
the Lord is long suffering; He's merciful, but it says He will no wise let thee go as the other guilty. Those that what the scripture say he had that willfully sin, man.
Right.
That willfully go astray. Go ahead.
It says, "Concerning propitiation, be not without fear to add sin unto sin."
You see, concerning propitiation, concerning what the Lord had done for us, man. It said, "Be not without what."
Salakia, be not without fear to add sin unto
So
sin.
you're supposed to fear that contrite spirit. He's going to be the one that's in fear and worry, right? Worry if he's pleasing Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Worried about what he did wrong and how can he make it better, right?
Also, the confident Lord, every man, every situation, for lack of a better time. So rock,
So by wise man fearing anything?
everything. Wise man with fear and everything. You know. So even when you know you can do something, you can rightfully do something. That doesn't mean that, like Scripture say, all things are lawful, but everything ain't expedient. You know, a lot of things that you can lawfully do it's not expedient right now in this time. You know? It's beautiful, great. You know, to hold thyself back into. You know, what you got up? Yeah.
It was one more verse on this. Verse 6, it says, "And say not, his mercy is great; he will be pacified for the multitude of my sins. For mercy and wrath come from him, and his indignation rested upon some."
Read one more time. What it said? It said he will be what? Pacified with the multitude of my transgressions.
Right.
Because what Yahweh Shah died. Right? He's going, hey, the Lord gonna forgive me. He died for my sin. That's the mindset that these niggas moving in. Right? They're disallowing the law and basically taking advantage of the grace. Right?
That's why I said better to be obedient.
And the mercy.
Yeah. You know? Just like them niggas did in Isaiah 1. He had some big constantly putting bulls and all types of animals on the altar, and ultimately having it
ready.
You know, I say we're premeditated. You know, I already know what's going to answer for this, and be able to bring me back to the Lord. This one will go through the fire this week. You know.
Hey, it say he will no wise spirit of guilty, man. Judging his sons and daughters in the third and fourth generation. Hey, what it say? It say well, we was in the book of 2 7. It say, for when we were sinning, we thought not that we shall answer for it, man. That we have to pay for the things that we have done. But that's what the masses they're not considering, man. Right? The end. What's to come? You guys love.
That's why it makes me think about this Jeremiah the 2nd chapter. It says, you wash thyself with nitrogen, your sin is marked before me. You know, so 2/3 got that uncurable stain, and the only way to knock that off is that fire that's gonna come. You know, they say my wounds stink. You know, why should you be stricken anymore? You know, you revolt more and more. That's the niggas that got us there. You know, but what through Yahweh Shai we live. You know, through Yahweh Shai we're able to come and stand up on our feet and be partakers of the Lord's glory if we endure to the end. You know, and prophesy the downfall of this place, man. Because here, we have, let's say, here in this life, all we have is a Mashiach. We're most miserable. You know, that's why we desire for this place to be destroyed. Because that's where our deliverance is ultimately gonna stem from. You know, us actually being glorified in the earth again. You know, and it's fucking pitiful to see Negroes, Latinos, and Natives, begging, doped up on drugs. You know, yeah, agree.
So when you said endure to the end, Matthew 24:13, but he that shall endure to the end, the same should be saved.
Yep, he that endure to the end. All right, because it's not about how you start, what time you came in. It's about who finished. That's the main key thing of this race. He says, "What the race ain't for the swift." You know, race ain't for the swift. right? It says what wait, right? There's true cause for patience. It's the faith and the patience of the saints, so that we can see this devil, our enemy, before fall right before us, so we can see this present kingdom be obliterated. No,
Yeah, it's back to that precept for that second 15, where it's talking about prophecy, right? This is Ezekiel 2 and 5. It says, and they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, but they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there have been a prophet among them.
no. That's just like it says in Ezekiel the 33rd, Ezekiel 33rd chapter. It's going to be known that the middle Lord right before your face.
Yep.
No corresponding with Wisdom of Solomon the 5th chapter. How we're going to ultimately stand in great boldness.
Yep. When they start to see this shit, everything play out, they get to seeing the world go into great misery and to shambles and crumbling, then they're going to realize that the government and the shit that Esau Edom was pushing was bullshit, and that the prophecies of the men of the Lord, matter of fact, the prophecies of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and his counsels is what's going to stand and be the last say. So it says, it's a little lengthy, so it says, and thou son of man, be not afraid of them, neither be afraid of their words, through briars and thorns be with thee. It says, and thou dost dwell among scorpions, right? Because these motherfuckers be wicked, these motherfuckers be wild, man. Right?
You move, you do anything, you blow by a scorpion, is on your ass. Same thing with Jake. That's how rebellious they are. Their true nature have ultimately changed. As it speaks about in Jeremiah the 2nd chapter as well. The Lord planted you noble vine, but yet you become to what? Degenerate plant. You have no the fruits, the spirit, you have none. Your ways and your characteristics is totally, after this devil, as it speaks about in John 8:44, ye are of your father the devil.
Yep.
The lust and the things that he pushes throughout the earth. That's the same vibration that you're gonna walk in as well.
Yep. It says, and thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are most rebellious.
But let it be known that the day of the Lord is coming, is at hand. You don't gotta believe, like when you did the pre-camp lesson. You don't gotta believe, But when that hour comes, they gonna know that these were the prophets of old, that the Lord sprung back up.
Yep. They say that they say that, and thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they want to hear it or whether they don't. So the scriptures say that they say that shall not hold their tongue, right? Day nor night, man. So it says, but thou son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be not thou rebellious like that rebellious house, and up thy word from what the Lord has given them. Right? Do exactly what we were commanded to do. It says, and open thy mouth and eat that I give thee. This one I had quoted. He's telling us to what? To receive of what he's feeding us, man, of his spiritual needs, man. Right? Of his word. Right? Because that's what we'll eat. Right? The scripture says, as a honeycomb, right? As it references it as waters, right? It said, out of my belly shall flow what? Rivers of living water, man. And that's what we have within our possessions, right? The living water of the Yahweh shine within our vessels. I'm gonna say it like that. Because you niggas be broken cisterns, man, like the scripture say, that cannot retain or hold water, man. You can't retain or hold the wisdom and understanding of Yahweh shine. That's why Jake be bugged out. So it say, and when I look, behold, a hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein, right? So the book, right, the prophecies, right, the understanding of Yahweh Shai, right, we receive of that roll, right? It says,
that's alignment with Yahweh Shai. Yeah. Say, I'm the bread, I'm the bread of life. You eat of me, you should never be hungry.
Yep.
Drink of me, you're gonna never thirst.
Yep.
They say, wisdom, not wisdom, not, but when it says that is a flow brings the living water.
John 7,
38.
He that believes on me, as the scriptures have said, out of his belly shall flow rivers.
Yep. So not contaminating the doctrine. It says what? As the scripture that said, all is truth for the truth, and nothing but the truth. That's it.
That's why I say he delivered unto me a book. right? Hey, the scripture say what to send out the prophecies and make it plain upon table so that he that readeth it may run. But when we received it, we were able to do what? Get the understanding, right, and run and teach as many as the Lord had prescribed to us to teach, as many as that was sent, right? So it says, and he spread it before me, and it says, and it was written within and without, and there was written therein lamentations and mourning and woe, man. Right? And that's what the men of the Lord are prophesying. That's what he's saying. Prophesy this, give this. Because the masters are giving two things. The masters are giving soft speeches, right? But he say, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and see my people that the transgressions, man.
Yeah. Hey, because you gotta look at everything that the world prescribes and tells you, it's not gonna happen. Right? It speaks about in Psalm 49:11. They believe that the houses shall dwell continue forever. That's not gonna happen. You know, you're gonna be able to prolong your wickedness. No, scripture say, the days of the righteous are prolonged, because what? We're maneuvering and we're gravitating back towards the ways of the Heavenly Father. You know, but what? The wicked, the evil, you know, the sinner, they're not gonna know when they're trapped up within that net. You know, and that very same hour. You can Revelation 3:18.
I want to get this real quick for you too. This Proverbs 27, like you was talking about prolong our days. It says the fear of the Lord prolong your days, but the years of the wicked shall be shortened. Did I say Proverbs 27? Well, it's Proverbs 27. So
You got it, huh?
There's 3 and you say 18 or 21? It's Revelation 3:18. It says, I counsel thee to buy me gold tried in the fire.
No, that's speaking about this truth. You know, the wisdom of the understanding of the scriptures. That's what the Lord's telling you to come from. Why? You know? Go ahead.
It says that thou mayest be rich.
Yep, and thou mayest be rich, man. You know, you can pass it. What's going on?
Yeah, I've been studying and all that stuff. You know, y'all recording?
Yeah, it's going right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just trying to see what's the link of it you guys. See how we.
You can take a number. You give a number.
Yeah.
Or you get YouTube. You live on it?
Well, yeah, I do now, but you know what I'm saying. I just moved out to Louisiana.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we got brothers out there too. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just trying to,
Great
get a connection. Oh, yeah, great news.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm listening.
Yeah, that's.
I'm just trying to, see if, there was like a group and y'all from around here.
Yeah, this it. It's just a man. This is the only camp in there. Yeah, this. Yeah.
Exchange information.
Yeah, get it.
Revelation.
So, yeah, this the only camp in this next song.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Revelation 3:18. I'm sorry, over. It says, I counsel thee to buy me gold tried in the fire.
Right now, when you ultimately being faced for counsel, right, you're getting a righteous way, right? True counsel, you can't go wrong with true counsel. So the Lord is ultimately, like we said in the pre-cap lesson, what I count, it says Deuteronomy 30:19. I said before you like that, So he said, I counsel thee to what? Buy the truth. Buy this wisdom and understanding, because riches, all right, this is the true riches. And can you get that? I know you're holding a lot out here. Romans 11:33. How about it? Right? This is the true riches, man. So when the U.S. dollar crashes and fails, right, what are we going to be subject to holding on to? What's going to keep us sustained, right? This word. This is Romans chapter 11 and verse 33. It says, "Oh, the depth of the riches, oh, the depth of the riches, oh, of the wisdom." It says, "Oh, the depth of the riches, both of the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. How unsearchable are his judgments and his ways past finding out." Right? Well, what it says in what is that? Psalms the 2nd chapter, right? All the things of Esau, Edom searched out, right? They're given, right? Something in the 2nd Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. going into how the son of condition will be revealed, right? Only through the wisdom and the precepts of the Lord you understand who's who, according to the presence of the word. You know, so that's how you can track every lineage of nations. You know, that's how you know who Esau Edom is. That's how you know that the Israelites are who the scriptures say the Israelites are. You know, but it takes for you to what? Try by the Spirit. You know, it says to see if they are of Yahweh or not. You know, it also makes me think about all Israel, not of Israel. You know, but you're gonna have a lot of Israelites that forsake this. Oh, what we was last weekend? We were there. Yeah. Okay.
We came out a little earlier.
We came out a little earlier.
At like 12.
All right, you. You know?
That means you got to watch.
You know? So yeah, and you can be looking for, right? Because you looking invested all the time, diligent to see, you know, when the Lord will visit this place where God prophecy, it's gonna be a great influx of believers that come in. You know, you're gonna have old takes, young takes. You know, they gonna when this place gets depressed, you're gonna have a lot that come in. It says what they're gonna ultimately work for their same pennies. You know.
That's true.
You know, the Lord, He do it according to His time and how He want everything. Yep, directed to His steps. You know, what you got? Wait, did you? You can finish the Revelation.
Yeah, I didn't even whisper it like all right, Revelations 3 and 18. Back again. It says, I counsel thee to buy me gold, tried in a fire, that thou mayest be rich.
No, hey, it's true. That's exactly what he tried to do. And it ain't work. You know? Yeah, man, the truth is, it's most clear, it's transformed. You know, the truth can't be tampered with. All right, you can't water down the spirit. The only way you can do that is if you don't have the spirit on you. You know? The spirit not with you, you're gonna say something that ultimately it's not written within the scriptures. Then you're gonna be condemned because what's in Revelation 22. You know, any man that taketh or addeth, you know, you're gonna be sent off to destruction. You know.
Continue on, it says, in white raiment that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear, and anoint thine eyes with eye salve that thou mayest see.
Hey, so ultimately clothe yourself back, you know, but not being naked again. I just spoke about in Genesis the third chapter. That's what it's speaking about, us being lawful, you know, not having the law, not having the way to see how much outside. So now, right now, the Lord put the Spirit on His men to stand back upon our feet. That speaks about. It was what I just thought about. That's what it was. I said the first chapter. Lord said He will restore Israel, maybe as at the first. You know, that's what you have. That the gates that were language, now the Lord is raising those gates back up. You know, the leadership is springing back up to the Spirit by Yahweh Shem Yahshua. You know.
That was the one. Revelation.
No.
Say 23. This is Proverbs 23 and 23. It says, buy the truth and sell it not. Also wisdom and instruction and understanding.
Hey, buy the truth, sell it not. So when you be able to eat at the table, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, hey, don't say the hell with this table, or this ain't for me, or I don't know if it's for me, and go back to that vomit. You know, it was scripture say it have been better if they have not even known the truth. You know, you can read that one more time.
It says Proverbs 23 and 23. It says, buy the truth and sell it not. Also wisdom and instruction and understanding. It says the father of the righteous shall greatly rejoice, and he that getteth a wise child shall see. A wise child shall have joy of him.
He that getteth a wise child. You know, that's the elect. The elect are going to be the men that will walk in wisdom. You know, it says in the book of Sirach, that this vessel not even have for unprofitable children. You
Yeah.
know, so you have
They
children.
say
Little,
the light not in them little fuckers.
yep, the light not in them. You find no pleasure with that. All they're gonna do is give you a headache. Now you gotta go bury him. You gotta bring him before the elder says, you have a rebellious son. Rebellion is as the son of as like unto the sin of witchcraft. You know, so now you gotta be knocked out. You bring him before the elder saying, "You nigga ain't acting right. Make it throw the stones on his head." You know, thus said the law. Thus said the scripts. Right? So you got other Israelites that talk about the law, the law, the law. You know, but you got the same badass GMO baby kids. You know, and you ain't knocking them off, but you want to exalt, the law. You know, show you that ultimately, man, it's a faith-based thing. You know, and ultimately, who the Lord showed that mercy and compassion unto. That's what it boils down to. You know, because it's not guaranteed that Jake's a seed is gonna get up out of here. But Lord willing, and Lord said, whom He gonna show that compassion and mercy unto. You know, and we always hope for the best. That's our earnest expectation. For us laying down our life, man. You know, what you got?
I have one. This going on that foolish son. This Proverbs 10:1. It says the Proverbs of Solomon says a wise son maketh a glad father, but a foolish son is the heaviness of his mother.
Hey, and what the heavenly Father, Yahweh told Yahweh, this is my son in whom I'm well pleased. We look for the same thing. Lord, willing, we be the righteous. Well done, thy good and faithful servant. That's the reward that we look forward to. You say, man, read that talk one more time.
Proverbs 10:1. It says, and this Proverbs of Solomon, it says, a wise son maketh a glad father, but a foolish son is the heaviness of his mother.
Mm-hmm. The heaviness of his mother. Travail, you got to always check on this nigga. And you already know how these women is what they see, especially a man. Jake, compassion dog. The heaviness. She constantly bailing this nigga out of jail. Thinking that he gonna change, he go back to the same shit. But we desire to be found with blameless and without spot before the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
A foolish child brings grief to a mother.
Grief. Yep. Grief. Hey, look how Meech mama was. Look how Meech mama was on BML. Sprung the fuck out. But what, she showed that compassion and that mercy. But what, she was catching hell with them niggas. What is better, man, to be found with the righteous, man? Because hey, the blessings, right? The blessings and rewards of the righteous, hey, it's gonna be priceless.
Hey, it's that same proverb. He said, if you chasten them, you shall find peace. Something like that. You shall find the light in them.
I was gonna say,
Try 19.
I was just gonna say, try 19.
Go to 19 and 18.
Say 19 and 18?
Yeah.
Proverbs 19 and 18, it says, chasten thy son while there is hope, and let not thy soul spare for his crime.
They say, yeah, why there is hope? Because you don't want him to grow up to be a prophet, right? At least he killed, man.
Even at today's time.
That's right. That was in 20.
Even at today's time, the Lord is chastening us while we got that hope. Why still a little hope for us? Say shit, because if it went for the elect, they shall no flesh to be saved.
Oh, right here. 13, Proverbs 13 and 24. It says, he that spared his rod hated his son, but he that loveth him chastens him betimes. Right? And that made me think of that Hebrews 12. Yeah.
Say chastens him betimes. Meaning multiple.
Be on his ass.
The more you look at that movie with Denzel Washington, how he was on his son's neck. No. But that's a good one too. The one with Derek. Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Derek. Hey, I meet Derek. His son, he had a stern father, just like Yahweh. Yahweh's a stern father. You don't want to piss him off. Say the Lord love and judgment. The Lord desires to fuck you up. Any little movement wrong that you do, he gonna trust me. He gonna get at you.
But it's his love.
That's true love.
That's love. Let me get this real quick, guys.
Hey, just real quick, just like reproof in the truth. You know, that's true love. You get reproof, rebuke. Hey, that's love. That's the Lord showing that compassion and mercy. Because if he didn't care, he would tell you.
Right. Let me see. Real quick, so if I could make a second.
Because it tells us that in Romans the 8th chapter, you know, if you now be partakers with Hamashiach sufferings, then you shall be partakers of the glory.
Yeah.
You know, joint heirs. Yeah.
In Romans 8:17 it says, and if children, then heirs, heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with Hamashiach. If so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together.
That we can all be glorified together. You know, so when Yahweh makes the return, we're gonna be looking for him. You know, to deliver us, not kill us. You know, but it all starts with the suffering, the chastisement. You know, that's what's needed to what. That's the Lord's will, what getting the impurities out of us.
Yeah. Saving our souls from hell, like the scripture says.
And we not taste the same death of the sinners.
Yeah. In that counsel, man. Going back to that Proverbs 19, and when you go down to 20, it says, "Give counsel and receive instruction that thou mayest be wise in thy latter end." You know what I'm saying?
Yep, that goes back to what the prophecy. You know, what's going to befall the world in the latter end? Great judgment. You know, and we're not far off from that. We're out here telling great judgment is soon to befall this place. Right. You know, whether you adhere or whether you forbear.
It's one more in that Romans 18. It says, "For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us."
Hey man, because one thing about the Heavenly Father, he's Jake. You know, y'all shot Jake. You know, so desire to give us what our heart's desire. You know, the Lord gonna show out with the hey bro, we can reward it with an everlasting kingdom. You know, and now now the time where we get to see that. You know, or finally. And that's where a lot of you know, like they say, too good to be true. You know, but what if it wasn't true, right? If we wouldn't have this, if it wasn't true, we wouldn't be out here. You know, that's why Apostle Paul said, "Well, let every man be fully persuaded." You know, you gotta have that faith. You gotta be fully persuaded to believe that these things are gonna happen. You know, hey, I'm telling you, it's real.
And then it's persuaded in your own mind, so you can't run off, you know, someone else's faith. You know, someone else, their passion for this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Boy, it's gonna build a spirit of the Lord to light that fire within you. You know, every man gotta have that light. You know, you gotta do your own research. You know, and if you build a spirit, you're gonna be joined to the men that got it. You know, like-minded men. Said be continually with like-minded men. You know, don't run exit or ride with those that hate the Lord, man. You know, because all they gonna do is persuade you to believe that things written in the scriptures are not gonna happen. It tells us that in 1 Timothy 4:1, that in the latter times, what many shall depart away with seducing spirits, giving heed to those seducing spirits. It's gonna seem real enticing, you know, especially when they roll out the MOTP, when they have this economic collapse or demolition, so to say. Yeah.
Hey, let me get this. This is what I was looking for right here. We were talking about the chastenings of the Lord, right? So this 1 Corinthians 11:32. It says, but when, because I was looking for 32, but I was reading 23. But it says, but when we are judged, we are chastened of the Lord, that we should not be condemned with the world.
So, like you said, that's the Lord saving us from the destruction to come.
Yeah.
And that's what you do with your son. You know, you constantly get up on them, you ground them, you tell them you're not going here, just so what? That same party that you told them not to go to, when you knew it was gonna get shot up, you felt that, you know? And just because you restricted them, they wouldn't partake of the judgment that befell everybody at that party. Like in Chicago, I think it was a while back when they had the house party, they went there busting, you know? Then they killed everybody in the house. You know, but what? It was on live.
I thought that was in LA.
LA? It was one or two. You know, it could have been LA, you know. But that's the judgment that befall Jake, man, for what? Not fearing, not being Hey man, the wisdom of Yahweh Shem Yahshua is subject to restricting you, especially in this day and age.
I can read this real quick. This is Job 5 and 17. I'm gonna read 16 with it. It says, "So the poor has hope, and the iniquity stopped in her mouth." It says, "Behold, happy is the man who the Most High corrected. Therefore despise not the chastenings of the Almighty, for he maketh sore and bindeth up. He wounded, and his hands make whole." Oh, God. So it's basically letting you know, like, he'll break you down, but at the same time, him breaking you down, guess what? He'll pick you up, right, and make you whole, make you exactly what it is that what he had created you to be, man.
And
Right?
we say, real quick, we're saying, 2 9:22. You know, let the multitude perish that were born in vain, but let my grace be kept for with perfect labor have I made it perfect.
Yep. Because when you keep reading, it says, he will deliver us from 6 troubles. Yea, 7, there shall no evil touch us, man. If we obey the chastenings, if we desire the chastenings, man, right? Because that's the only way you're going to know if you haven't. What do you say? Try me out. Search my heart. That's the only way you're going to know, right? If you're doing what is pleasing, right? If you're moving in a way that is pleasing in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Shai. Right? So you gotta take those chastenings on the chin, man, because it's all for the betterment. Pain is for the betterment, man. Pain makes you better. Pain makes you greater. Pain makes you stronger. And that's what the Lord is going to afflict upon. He said, "Well, I've chosen you to be a soldier." Well, a soldier goes through pain, man.
That's right. He's doing hard. So, yeah, it's just saying, doing hard is hard. You go to hardness, just getting every last impurity out of you, especially when you look at the concept of how the Lord said he will make a man more precious than fine gold. Fine gold got to go through that fire. You know? And it's beautiful to partake in the fire of the Lord now, right? Which is corrections, us taking a certain loss, and those losses are ultimate gains, you know, rather than the fire to come. You know, the fire to come ain't gonna be nothing to bear. Yeah, the fire to come ain't gonna be nothing to bear. You know.
And also when they say that the chastenings of the Lord seem not to be joyous.
So that made me
Hey, you
go.
read Proverbs 3?
Oh God, something the brother said about being well put together. So it made me think about basically how cave-ins happen. Cave-in is gonna happen. You know, when you're dealing with like certain type of material, it has to be well compacted. So likewise with a man of Lord, he has to be well compacted. When I say well compacted, I mean well put together. Well, yeah.
Hey, what you gonna say? You laugh now,
I ain't know that shit, bro.
you want to start leave that shit up. Leave that shit up. We said that earlier too, that Proverbs 1. You know, we're gonna laugh when
You
you're
gonna get that last laugh, bro.
you know. And you get to come right at and they get to come right at our feet in the kingdom. You know?
Hey, Jake be thinking that shit offensive. That shit really be funny.
Hey, that mark you. That mark you. You do that just to show exactly that you were worth in repentance. You know?
But y'all was talking about being compacted. So you know, basically, the man of law has to be well compacted. When I say well compacted, that means it means well put together. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it. You know, when you're dealing with dirt work, all right, when a cave-in happens with something that's not basically properly compacted, you know, so excess water or excess vibration or too much weight on something, it's gonna cave in. You know, basically it tying into, you know, a man not being properly rooted, man. You know, we have to be firm so that the evil tidings won't overthrow us, man. You know what I'm saying?
I got one for you. I got one for you. I want to read this real quick. This Proverbs 3 and 11. It says, "My son, despise not the chastenings of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction. For whom the Lord loveth, he corrected, even as a father to a son."
When it says, where it has no love was, don't they believe it because they got a car breakdown or, you know, why you hate me? Because that's the Lord showing you he loves you. It's that you don't understand the judgment, you know, and the reason why he wants you to acknowledge your wrongdoing. The reason you see the thing with 2/3 those that don't have to understand about this, they don't get to acknowledge why the Lord is kicking you. You know, they don't understand it, bro. It's a little luxury, you know. They don't. That's the ones that don't want to understand. But see, they say, "Well, I know the Lord loves me." You know, but you the same
Look at what
one
I got.
Yep, look at what I got, right? What you gonna do when all that's taken? The Lord will still think the Lord still loves you. You gonna go right back to the birth of how, the same brothers and sisters that you flex on, right? That's gonna be the same one, when you shine the phone for that season, you get to see exactly how they felt. You know? You fight the same way. Get that leap.
Hebrews 12. It's Hebrews 12 and 5, right? Hebrews 12 and 5. It says, and ye have kind. Hebrews 12 and 5, it says, and ye have forgotten my exhortation, which speaking unto you as children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord.
Don't despise it not, man. So you also gotta sit down and ask yourself, why am I going through this? Even when it comes to coming across the middle of the Lord. Don't just flat out and we're saying Sirach, not Sirach, but Ecclesiastes 5:1, keep thy foot without coming, to the house of Yahweh. Don't be so brash about telling easy to just give an answer when you know that you haven't been taught. You don't really know the answer. So it says, read that one more time.
It says, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaking unto you as children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou rebuked of him.
Nor faint when thou rebuked of him. Don't become faint-hearted. Don't become faint-hearted. All right? Don't just easily be, you gotta take it upon the chin. You ever got whooped by your parents and you gotta embrace that shit? Well, that's exactly what we gotta do in the truth.
How do you come through the water? You gotta go through the fire. Either way it go, we fucked up. So guess what? It's one fire or the other, bro.
Nah, but I'm in Luke 8, so I can get up to 16. It's Luke 6 and 25. It says, "Woe unto you when all men shall speak." Oh, Salaki, I'm reading 26. 6 and 25. It says, "Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep."
Once you get a full now, you full of so-called delicacies, or the necessities, right? The gadgets and gadgets of today's time, to where, hey, well, you believe that you just living the best life. You live a comfortable lifestyle, the family matters here, what you gonna give?
Let's do it again.
The one that's full, what you getting high, that's you being full, to where you believe that you just got it all.
So they can make a
You have no want in this present time. But what? Well, it's just to say, man, that you all gonna be stripped. Everyone's gonna be stripped of their daily needs. All right, luxuries that you have right now. And then where shame is ultimately gonna cover you, right? Because the devil that you trust in, he sold you a dream. He sold you a dream. Huh? It wasn't hard to, It speaks about in Daniel 12 and 13, and a lot of times everyone should fall, within their life. So this devil himself, he did exactly what the Heavenly Father said him up to do, which is be the devil, and that means that what he would perceive the masses of people. He said what he was given the power to take peace from the earth. He troubled kindreds, nations, peoples, so forth and so on. Nigga trouble land, nigga even trouble his own people, his own things,
It's like shit. When Paul in Isaiah 14 say, even the tree shall be a rest, man.
The trees shall rejoice. I was just trying to breathe. We have a whole lot of shit. The chemtrailing us up,
chopping us down.
Yeah. Now they get to bring forth beautiful resin, sap to where we can burn some resin and it smell good in the earth. Then they gonna talk about the trees got the COVID, So he wants to take off all. They want to cut out trees from here. How mad of a nigga that you gotta be, bro? So where you mad? The trees ain't do you shit. Break it down habitat. Yeah, the sun. Show you that this nigga loves darkness. You cover the sun, you on the total darkness, bro. You know,
Crazy.
what would be the reason for that? You know? What's that anything?
Hebrews, yeah, I said 1 and 6. It says, "For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth."
Yeah. Yeah, who the Lord loves, he chasteneth, man. You know?
Yeah.
He try to
It says, "For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth."
every son you receive it, as it speaks about in John 17. You know, those that it says what the men of the Lord shall not be plucked out of the hands of Yahweh. You know, John 17, what's the song in the third chapter? It says the righteous are in the hands of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua. They shall not be tormented. You know, meaning that the torment is not going to overtake them to where they become unbelievers. You know, so the prophecies and the things which we speak of, it all leads up to the deliverance of the righteous. You know, and we are at that time. We're right there.
Right. Verse 7, it says, "If ye endure chastening, the Lord dealeth with you as with sons."
Ooh, right? If everybody not gonna receive it. Everybody, you got with Matthew 13, it says one coming and receive it, but then when the fire gets turned up, what do? He leaves.
They say, well, persecution arrives.
Yep.
They fully having no root in themselves.
Yeah, that's why I had moved.
You can grab that. You know? So you gotta be firm. You know, you gotta be rooted. Blessed is the man that's really rooted in this thing.
Yep.
You know?
Okay, this is Luke 8, and I'm gonna start at 11. It says, "Now the parable is this: the seed is the word of the Most High. Those by the wayside are they which hear, then cometh the devil and taketh away the word out of their hearts, lest they should believe and be saved."
He come choke your seed. Well, you go back into the world, it says what demons. You know, demons was a partaker of the word, of the spirit, but he went back into the world for what the cares. You know, the cares of this present, their present life. You know, it drip them away, showing you that the enticement of things. You know, when you just get stripped, you know, or even your people. A lot of times it be your people that man stop believing that. You know, or come here with us this weekend. You know, next thing you know, you fucking going with the wind because you're not rooted. You know, those that's in the hand of Yahweh Shah will not divert away. You know, in tribulation, even when shit, when you got the everyday lifestyle right now, you know, it's nothing. It says, Romans 8:35, what shall separate us from the truth? What shall separate us from Hamashiach? Yep. What shall separate us from the love of Hamashiach? And it went and listed everything that's within this place.
And then it kind of went into some of the things that are for the come, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Then,
Pestilence.
Yeah.
So like so on and so forth.
yep. Oh, it says in the book of Romans as well. It says whether we live or we die to Yahweh Shah. You know, so hey, it ain't no forsaking the Lord, man. You know, if you do what, the one in Hebrews. Oh, so like the one you was reading, so like.
Okay.
If
What's up?
Luke.
Okay. It says, "And take it away by the word out of their hearts, lest they should believe and be saved."
No, it was one when it says if you do something.
That was
Hebrews.
Hebrews 12.
Okay. Hebrews 12:7, it says, "If ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as sons."
So that's what it's about. Endure chastening. We're going to endure chastening until we get up out of here. You know, till the Lord lift up that standard for us. All right, till we get on the chariots. That's it. Says that's Sirach 40. Great travail is set out to what the sons of Adam until we return to the mother of all things. You know, so till we get the promise, to where we get, you know, the second covenant having the laws within our inward part, to where we won't never go off again.
Yeah. Until we return to Jerusalem.
Yep.
They say Jerusalem is the mother of us all. So until we return back to that,
Yep. There shall be no more war. As speaking about Isaiah the second chapter. You know, it ain't gonna be no fighting over oil and, you know.
Yep.
No, when we establish, that's what it's gonna be. What the Lord have established within the earth and the other planets, that's what it's gonna be. You know.
Yep.
Lord willing, we can be subject to enduring that chastisement so we can reign with Yahweh Shai. Scripture say what those that will not have you reign over them, bring them hither and slay them before you. You know? And it's gonna be a terrible thing, man. Think about the book of Matthew when many shall say unto Yahweh Shai, Lord, Lord. You know, he said, I was saying to them, depart. You know, depart from me. I never knew thee. You know, you slothful, right? You wicked. You wasn't a servant of Yahweh Shai. And that's something also to look out for. You know, brothers, look out for that too. That the spirit of a lot of unbelievers just trying to come in and be amongst you. You know, not putting in no work, not serious, or thinking that they're gonna, you know, be partakers of the good uprising of us in the time to come. You know, which the hand of the Lord is gonna weed all that out. You know.
And you have some more on that out? Whatever you had right now?
Yeah, the Luke
I wanted to ask for a precept right quick to go ahead with that brother was saying.
13, it says, they on the rock are they, which when they, Luke 8 and 13 says, they on the rock are they, which when they hear, receive the word with joy, and these have no root, which for a while believe, and in time of temptation fall
See,
away.
and that goes with last night. You know, they believe for a time. They believe for a time until shit get rough. You know, and then they chill out. You know, because they come to grips with them. It gets to resonate within that spirit that this ain't really from me. You know, they not soldiers of the Lord, right? You gotta keep in mind. Scripture say the victory is already won. The war and the victory. Hey, we can't chill until we get up out of here. You know.
14, it says, and that which fell among thorns are they, which when they have heard go forth and are choked with cares and riches and pleasures of this life and bring no fruit to perfection.
Read that part one more time.
It says, and that which fell among thorns are they, which when they have heard go forth and are choked with cares and riches and pleasures of this life and bring no fruit to perfection.
Hey, that sounds like they got intertwined, right, with America. You know, they say the beautifulness of the royalty, scorning, you know, the delicacies, the decor, the houses, right? What does Scripture say? Where riches profit not, and that they're right. You know, so you ultimately forsaken the heavenly Father, the only begotten Son, visualize your understanding, your seat on the chariot, you know, for something that's what temporary. You know, temporary temporary measures mean nothing. You know, a temporary gain means nothing, man. You know, we're in a fight for everlasting life.
Because he tell you this light of fix for just like it for a moment, bro.
15, it says, but that on the good ground are they, which in an honest and good heart, having the word, keep it and bring forth fruit with patience.
Which makes me think about Revelation 14 chapter, speaking about the elect. You know, these are they that walk with the Lord. In order to walk with the Lord, you got to be on some good ground. You know, so to follow Yahweh Shai, you got to be on good ground. You can't be no blemishes. You know, everything got to be what founded upon a solid foundation. You know, which only few are gonna have that.
Faith. That's faith. Right? I got this for you. This is Hebrews 2:1. It says, therefore we ought to give the most earnest heed to the things which we have heard, least at any time we should let them slip. See, because this thing could be taken away, man, if Jake take it with a grain of salt. Right? If Jake not doing, that's why it slip away from these niggas, because it never meant anything from the beginning, man.
They take it to be something so light.
Yep.
You know, this truth ain't light, right? We talk about you talk about your life, you know.
Yep.
And we're not talking about no easy thing.
Yep. I got another one right quick. This is Hebrews 4:1. It says, let us therefore fear, least a promise being left unto us of entering into his rest. At any time we should seem to come short of it. For unto us was the gospel preached as well as unto them. So we received it and they received it. Like it talked about those that are planted on certain grounds and whatever it was that they had. Guess what? They received the gospel and it was preached to them just like we received it. So watch what it said. It says, but the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith and them that heard it. You see, so the reason that niggas fall away is because they have no faith in what is written. They have no faith in Yahweh Shai, man. Right? That's why when persecution arises, a nigga's able to run and flee because he don't believe that he's going to be delivered. Right? He don't have nothing to hope for. He doesn't have faith, man. Right? When you read that, it said that, damn, what was the last thing it said? I can't even remember, bro. Salaki.
You made me think
You
about
got
the one that you read earlier and said, what prophet? You know, what
Yeah.
prophet is the Lord? They don't see no prophet right now. Okay? Just like, who was it, Simon? When Simon tried to get the power, you know, he tried to pay for the spirit. You can't pay for the spirit. You know, it had to be, gift had to be given unto you, you know, from your house, yourself. You know? Because if 2/3 was to get it, all they're gonna do is be corrupt with it. You're not gonna use it for the right thing. You ain't gonna use it to wake up nobody. You know, you gonna do the same thing that the niggas in the church do. You know, to build up yourself with the so-called name. Everybody want a name. Everybody want fame. Everybody want vain glory. Use it as a weapon, bro. Like the nigga on Bill Ruff, Snoop Dogg did to tearing them off. You know, talk about he a counselor the whole time you sit with another man wife. You know, but that's the vibration, you know, and the lack of fear that these people have off of the Lord. You know, so because you don't fear the Lord is about to ultimately establish, you know, His true power within the earth. You know, and that's why I still say every knee shall bow. You know, the force and the magnitude that the Lord is coming with is gonna be like no other, man. You know, if you get James 12:1, you got something.
So 12:1.
Yeah.
Oh damn. I got it. It's Daniel 12:1. It says, "And at the time shall Michael stand up."
Oh, so like, you know what? Get Jeremiah 30 and 5 real quick. I'm shot first. Get that first.
Jeremiah 30 and 5. Or you want me to get straight? Okay. Straight to the point? Yeah, all right. Jeremiah 30 and 7, it says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is."
And that's why there is none that's like it, you know. Yeah, man have ever seen or came across. You know, this gonna throw your horror movie in the water. You know, easy. The day of the Lord, man, is the same hour and time which we prophesy about. All right, we're not out here talking about a fleeting time. You know.
It says, in all history, there has never been such a time of terror. It will be a time of trouble for all my people Israel.
So even read that one more time.
It says, in all history, there has never been such a time of terror. It will be a time of trouble for my people Israel.
A time of trouble. You see, so ultimately, as we speak about the chastening, right? Yep. How you knew those Latinos and natives, how you didn't hearken unto the words of the Lord when we say, when I see my prophets rise in peace time, telling you do not that abominable thing which I hate. Yep. The Jacob's trouble is ultimately for you to wipe you out. Yep. You know, and it's ultimately going to lead unto what? Those 200 million missiles, man, a thermonuclear missiles that's going to obliterate America, right? So you can enjoy the last little pieces of this kingdom. Yep.
No, yeah, that was it. That's one. That's the point. It says, in all history, there has never been such a time of terror. You gotta think about all of the genocide, all of the 70 AD, all the times that mass death and destruction had came about. Even the flood. They say this is going to be worse than everything, man. No time in history is going to compare to what the Lord is going to do to Babylon, man. Yep. To America.
Showing you that the Lord, see, niggas don't even like notice with the covenant that the Lord made concerning the rainbow. You know, how He'll never flood the earth with water again, but this time it's going to be with fire. Yeah, they try to change the Lord's covenant, you know, or pervert the Lord's covenant, so to speak. That's why the Lord said, well, we're going to have new covenant. Here comes that we haven't even seen yet. So everything will be fresh, beautiful to those that can receive it.
Back in Jeremiah 30 and 7, it says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it."
Yep, the elect is going to be saved out of Jacob's trouble. You know, it tells you in the book of Job, 6 troubles. You know, previously in 7, you know, so only the elect, man. These are, because you gotta keep in mind the only way you can be able to endure those times is if you have the wisdom and understanding. You gotta know the prophecies. Right. All right, you gotta have the fear and the faith to back it up as well. You know, all hell goes and breaks loose. When this earth is falling itself, when there's no fruit in you, you gotta pray and fast. You know, that's why the Lord said, "When it's better go to the house of mourning than the house of mirth and feasting." You know, because the Lord put us in the spirit of what He strengthened ourselves. Man. You know, and ultimately, great preparation where everybody believes that you can just consume, you know, and not worry about the time to come. You know, yeah.
Back in Daniel 12, uh, yeah, I forget that. I mean, you said read it again. Yeah. Daniel 12 and 1, it says, and at that time shall Michael shall slide. Ooh, read it over. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to do the same time. And at that time the people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book.
That's right, man. So these precepts and these scriptures and these accounts that are hopefully being read, that should strike great fear within you, especially if you didn't see that coming, which a lot of you people not gonna see it coming, but hearing that should strike fear. I will always say that should behoove you to take heed. You know, but you're gonna be the same ones that will starve to death, to get knocked off. Say for be not like your fathers, which have provoked Yahweh Hashem outside of anger. You know. So the time that's coming is not going to be a fleeting time. That's why I tell you that in Amos 5:18. You know, more to you that desire their Lord. You know, you Christians believe that it's going to be a rapture. Everybody's going to get up together. But what's the whole reason the Lord's going to destroy if He's just going to take everybody from it? The land ain't no friend. The Lord is the people. You know, it's the people and their actions. You know, so yeah, man. Definitely expecting to this place. Lord willing, this is edifying to the Lord for next man. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory.
To Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Kakadash.
Double honor to the elders and the apostles of great men and stone in the will. And much peace, safety, and blessings unto the whole elect throughout the 4 winds of truth and sincerity and diligence. Until next time. Shalom.
Shalom.
Abba, Abba,
Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba,